The light turned yellow just in front of him. He did the right thing, stopped at the crosswalk, even though he could have beaten the red light by accelerating through the intersection. The tailgating woman behind him was furious and honked her horn, screaming in frustration as she missed her chance to get through the intersection. As she was still in mid-ramp, she heard a tap on her window and looked up into the face of a very serious police officer. The officer ordered her to exit her car with her hands up. Where'd I go? He took her to the police station where she was searched, fingerprinted, and photographed and placed in a holding cell. After a couple of hours, the policeman approached the cell and opened the door. She was escorted back to the booking desk where the arresting officer was waiting with her personal effects. He said, "I'm sorry for this mistake. You see, I pulled up behind your car. You were blowing your horn, giving the guy in the front of you the finger and cursing at him. I noticed that what would Jesus do bumper sticker, the Choose Life license plate holder. So follow me to Sunday school bumper sticker and the chrome-plated Christian fish emblem on your trunk. So naturally, I assumed you had stolen the car." Let's see. This is a tomato family is walking down the road. Baby tomato falls behind. Daddy tomato goes back, smacks him on the head and says, "Ketchup." You will never appreciate what you have till it's gone. Toilet paper is a great example. And it used to be rock around the clock. Now it's limp around the block. You would tell me to behave myself. Is that better?
Up a little bit. Yeah.
Is that better?
That's good.
Okay. A new teacher was trying to make use of her psychology courses. She started her class by saying, "Everyone who thinks they are stupid, stand up." After a few seconds, little Larry stood up. The teacher said, "Do you think you're stupid, Larry?" "No, ma'am, but I hate to see you standing up there by yourself."
But he said no ma'am.
No,
That was really nice.
Oh, he was trying to be at least polite, whatever. Larry watched fascinated as his mother smoothed cold cream on her face. "Why do you take that, Mommy?" he asked. "To make myself beautiful," said his mother, who then began removing the cream with a tissue. "What's the matter?" said Larry. "Are you giving up?" The math teacher saw that Larry wasn't paying attention in class. She called on him and said, "Larry, what are 2 and 4 and 28 and 44? Larry quickly replied, "NBC, Fox, ESPN, and the Cartoon Network." Larry's kindergarten class was on a field trip to their local police station where they saw pictures tacked up to a bulletin board of the 10 most wanted criminals. One of the youngsters pointed to the picture and asked if it really was the photo of the wanted person. "Yes," said the policeman. "The detectives want very badly to capture him," Larry asked. "Why didn't you keep him when you had him and took his pic?" And I think that's it.
Citizen said to his 80-year-old buddy, "So I hear you're getting married." "Yep." "Do I know her?" "Nope." "This woman, is she good looking?" "Not really." "Is she a good cook?" "Nah, she can't cook well." "Does she have lots of money?" "Nope, poorer than a church mouse." "Well then, is she good in bed?" "I don't know." "Why in the world do you want to marry her then?" "Because she can still drive." Several men are in the locker room of a golf club. A cellular phone on the bench rings, and a man engages the hands-free speaker function and begins to talk. Everyone in the room stops to listen. The man, "Hello?" Woman, hi honey, it's me. Are you at the club? Man, yes. Woman, I'm at the shops and found a beautiful leather coat. It's only $2,000. Is that okay to buy it? Sure, go ahead if you like it that much. Woman, also stopped by at the Lexus dealership and saw the new models. I saw one that I really liked. Man said, how much? She said, $90,000. Said, okay, but for that price, I want it with all the options. Woman, great, and one more thing. I was just talking to Janie and found out that the house I wanted last year is back on the market. They're asking $980,000 for it. Man, well, go ahead and make an offer of $900,000. They'll probably take it. If not, we can go the $80,000 extra if that's what you really want. Okay, she said, see you later. Love you so much. Bye, I love you. The man hangs up. The other men in the locker room are standing there in amazement, mouths open wide. And he turns and asks, anyone know who this phone belongs to? If we'll all stand, we'll be dismissed. Seamus O'Riordan was the town drunk, town ne'er-do-well, and was always in trouble. He was either spending the night in jail for public drunkenness or things like that. He was not a nice person. He was not someone you'd want in your social circle or your daughter to go out with. Seamus was sitting on the side on the curb one day, and Father O'Reilly was walking by, and he said, well, Seamus, you look terrible. What's wrong? Seamus said, oh, I have terrible headaches. I have my arthritis is hitting up, and I just don't feel well. I have the sweats at night and the fevers. He said, I just don't feel good. And by the way, Father, do you know what lumbago is? Of course, Father O'Reilly said, oh boy, here's where I can get to him. He said, well, that usually comes with a life of loose living, drinking, sin. That, you know, it happens if you do this most of your life. Well, Seamus said, that's terrible. I heard the Pope had it. James and Henry were in their late 80s. They were sitting on the park bench and, of course, complaining about what their various illnesses were. And James said, you know, I just have terrible things. I can't hear anything. I can hardly see anything. I have arthritis. I have all these old folks' diseases and can't even hear. And said, well, how about you? How do you feel? He said, well, I feel, the other guy said, I feel like a newborn baby. I have no hair, no teeth. I think I just wet my pants. So all stand and leave us.